Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Dimma Tutorials. Dimma Tutorials is all about helping you ace your exams, helping you smash your academic goals. Today we're going to look at some likely questions we're going to see in Post-UTME in the section on current affairs. Now, if your university is going to ask questions on current affairs, I advise you to make sure you watch this video to the end because you're going to look at some likely questions you're going to see in the exam in current affairs. Okay, like I said in one of my other videos, if you're preparing for post-UTM, you should focus on happenings between the moment and the last 2 years. Okay, and I also talked about some other important aspects you have to prepare on, like the geography of Nigeria, the history of Nigeria, so many other things, so many other aspects you have to prepare on. Please make sure you watch the video. So we're looking at likely questions you're gonna see in the session on current affairs based on the things that have happened between the moment and the last 2 years, nationally and internationally. Okay, now without wasting time, let's get right into it. Now the first one I have here is: which political party was adopted by a coalition of opposition leaders in July 2025? Which political party was adopted by a coalition of opposition leaders in July 2025? Now, this you should already know because this is what is happening at the moment and they're likely going to see it in your exam. Okay, now the political party that was adopted is ADC. Okay, ADC, African Democratic Congress. We have option A, Labour Party, African Democratic Congress, People the Redemption Party, Action Democratic Party. So the correct answer is African Democratic Congress. African Democratic Congress. That's the party that was adopted by the coalition of opposition. Okay, and this is a current event. So the correct answer is option B. Now let's see the next one. Who was appointed interim national chairman of ADC after the opposition coalition? Who was appointed interim national chairman of ADC after the opposition coalition adoption? We have Goodluck Jonathan, Nasir El-Rufai, David Mark, Peter Obi. The person that was appointed the international chairman by the coalition of opposition is David Mark. Okay, David Mark, former Senate president. All right. Now let's see the next one. Which 2023 presidential candidate of ADC rejected the coalition takeover in 2025? Now this seems like a question that may come out. Which 2023 presidential candidate of ADC rejected the coalition takeover in 2025? We have Ralph Nwosu, Dumebi Kachukwu, Femi Falana, Ayo Fayose, Dumebi Kachukwu. Okay, that's the 2023 presidential candidate that rejected the coalition takeover of ADC. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. A major concern raised by ADC members about the coalition adoption was we have misuse of party funds, lack of internal democracy, religious bias, electoral malpractice. Which one is the correct answer? Okay, now the major concern raised by the ADC members about the coalition adoption was lack of internal democracy. Okay, that was the major concern, lack of internal democracy. Now let's move away from the coalition opposition takeover of ADC. Okay, let's look at other events. As of July 2025, who is the next chairman of Nigeria? We have Tahiru Jega, Yakubu Mahmoud, Festus Okoye, and Amin Tambuwa. Who is the next chairman? Okay, next chairman at the moment is Yakubu Mahmoud. Okay, he is the next chairman to the moment. Who is the current Minister of Education in Nigeria as of July 2025? Who is the current Minister of Education in Nigeria as of July 2025? We have Adamu, Mamon Tahir, Chukwuemeka Wajuba, Isa Pantami. Who is the Minister of Education? Okay, the Minister of Education is Mamon Tahir. Okay, Mamon Tahir is the Minister of Education. Now we have the next one. In May 2025, The federal government declared which date as National Digital Learning Day in Nigeria? Okay, which day was declared in May 2025 as the National Digital Learning Day in Nigeria? Okay, we have May 10, June 5, April 30, May 27. The day that was declared as the National Digital Learning Day is May 10. Okay, every May 10 in Nigeria is the National Digital Learning Day. Okay, who is the current governor of CBN? Who is the current governor of CBN? We have Godwin Emefiele, Yemi Cardoso, Wale Edun, Aisha Daher Omar. Who is the CBN governor? Okay, the CBN governor at the moment is Yemi Cardoso. Yemi Cardoso is the CBN governor. In July 2025, which Nigerian state suspended its Commissioner of Education over WAEC exam fraud allegation? Which state suspended its Commissioner of Education over WAEC exam fraud allegation? We have Edo State, Bayelsa, Kano, Benue. Okay, the correct answer is Benue. The Commissioner of Education in Benue, Professor Dennis, was suspended over irregularities with WAEC registration funds. He was suspended. Okay, Professor Dennis. In July 2025, which Nigerian tech hub signed a partnership with Google to train 50,000 youths in AI and robotics? We have Enugu Tech Hub, B. Lagos Innovates, C. Just Innovation Center, D. Kaduna Tech City. Okay, which tech hub signed a partnership with Google to train 50,000 youths in AI and robotics? Okay, now the tech hub is Lagos Innovates. Lagos Innovates. All right. Now it's time to go to the international scene. Let's see what's been happening around the globe. Okay, that you're gonna see in your exams some important happenings around the globe that you're likely gonna see questions on in your exam. Okay, now let's see the first one. Okay, the first one I have here is, who is the current Secretary General of the United Nations? Okay, this is very important. Whether you are preparing for government, whether you are preparing for current affairs, it's very important to know all of these things because you're likely going to see questions on them. Now, in my older video, I mentioned that in our post-UTME classes that we don't have a class for current affairs, but I want to tell you guys now that we have created a class for current affairs. So if you're going to take current affairs in your exams, make sure to join our post-UTME classes. The fee is 1,000 naira per subject. Okay, we have teachers of every subject. Make sure you join our classes. Okay, make sure you join our classes and join others who are preparing very hard for the exam. Okay, all right, now let's move to the next. Okay, have we answered it? No. Who's the current Secretary General of the United Nations? We have Ban Ki-moon. We have option B, Antonio Guterres. Option C, we have Kofi Annan. We have option C, we have Tedros Ghebreyesus. Okay, which person is the current Secretary General of the UN? Now, the current Secretary General of the UN is Antonio Guterres. In 2025, which country hosted the G7 summit? Which country hosted the G7 summit? Option A, France. B, Italy. C, Germany. We have Canada. Option C. Which country hosted the G7 summit? The country that hosted the 2025 G7 summit was Italy. Okay, Italy is the country that hosted the G7 summit in 2025. The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine began in which year? Here we have 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2024. Okay, now the Ukraine and Russia war began in 2022. Okay, so it's been 3 years of war between Russia and Ukraine. In 2025, which country broke off diplomatic ties with Israel over the military operation in Gaza? Now you have option A, Turkey, B, Jordan, C, South Africa, and D, Iran. South Africa led a strong criticism and legal action against Israel in International Court of Justice. Okay, that's ICJ. So they broke off diplomatic relationship with Israel. Now let's see the last question. The last question I have here is, which international court is currently investigating Israel over alleged war crime in Gaza? Which international court is currently investigating Israel over alleged war crime in Gaza as of 2025? Okay, I just answered this question. We have option A, ECOWAS Court; B, International Criminal Court, ICC; C, International Court of Justice, ICJ; D, African Court on Human and People's Rights. Alright, like I mentioned earlier, South Africa laid strong criticism against Israel and took a legal action against Israel at the ICJ. So ICJ is the court that is currently investigating Israel's alleged war crime. Okay, so option C. Option C, yeah, option C, International Court of Justice is the correct answer, option C. Alright, now that will be all for today. Now if you want me to bring more likely questions like this on current affairs, let me know at the comment section. Okay, click on the like button and make sure you let me know at the comment section so I can, bring more and more questions that you're likely gonna see in your exams. The goal is to see you succeed. Okay, you're gonna succeed. Now if you want to join our classes, our online classes, use the number on the screen to send me a WhatsApp message. The fee is 1,000 naira per subject per month. Thank you very much for learning with me. I'll see you guys again in another video. Bye.